one of the new features of Phoebe is that you can now see bookmarks in space. You can also see other things here on this little compass. You can see signatures, you can see anomalies, agents, all that good stuff. But one of the cool things it opens up is a new mechanic that I think it should be called gate rigging, maybe tactical trapping, something like that. But basically it's a mechanic that you can use because you can see the bookmarks in space. It creates an opportunity for you to catch people when they warp to a tactical in a gate. Right here you can see I am in 6CZ on the Red Layer gate. And what I've done, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to put all these bookmarks actually in the corp. But what I've done, so I'm going to select personal here, is I've created bookmarks all around the gate. So all of those are between 2, 3, and 400 kilometers from the gate. Up, down, left, right, all over the place. The reason for that, and what's so cool about this, is usually in the past I would have probes out. I'd have a probing alt sitting here on gate with 0.5 AU, 0.5 AU probes, and just seemed like I was going to try to fight me. 0.5 AU probes, and I'd run the probes, and it'd get their tactical in one scan, and you could warp to it, no problem. Or actually, you'd have your probe alt warp you to it. With this, it doesn't even matter. If a guy were to warp to a tactical on this gate, and warp to say this right here, I could instantly just right-click, see that he's within 20, 30K of it. Ideally, I'd be in a interceptor and not a Dremel, so I could have a faster point, a longer point, and boom, I'm right on top of him. So pretty much anywhere anybody warps to on this gate, I can go to. No matter where they go, just about, and I can add more to even increase the coverage here. No matter what, I can go to where they are. That means that the old tactic, which is the basic nullsec 101 of if you're going to go gate to gate, go to a tactical on the gate, especially when it's an exit gate, like exiting a region. You always go to a tactical before you go down to the gate. This pretty much completely makes that useless. It completely breaks that safety mechanic in the game, because if I can get to a system and I can take the time to set this up, and it's really only going to be worth the time to set up in a system that you're going to spend a lot of time in. I spend a lot of time in this system, so does my corp, so it's worthwhile to have this as a corp asset to be able to pretty much control this gate and grab anybody who tries to warp to a tactical on the gate. But one problem that a lot of people are going to come across is you don't want all these tacticals. That's like 20, 30, 40, 50 tacticals to show up every time you right-click in space. See, when you right-click in space, you see all the tacticals. But the way to get around that is to put them in their own folder. And once they're in their own folder, RebTax, there you go, then you don't have to see them unless you highlight that one thing, in which case you never really have to. That's why the names here are completely unimportant. So I've got my normal tax that I use, my RebTax side, my above reb, my drag. I've got all those that I usually use. Plus, I've also got all of these that I pretty much never have to right-click to warp to anything. I just click it and warp it. So it's real easy. So it's a cool new tactic you can use to get some extra kills. A lot of people aren't going to know about it for a while. So this is one of those things that it's new right now, and because it's new right now, not many people are going to know about it, meaning that being a first mover, we're going to be able to get an advantage and catch a lot of people off guard because they're not going to understand what's going on. So it's going to work best now and early on, and as time goes on, people are going to get wise to this, and they're going to catch on, and it's going to be harder and harder to catch people doing this. I'm not sure how people will adapt to get around it, but I would guess something like using off-grid tacticals, using something that's more like 1,000 kilometers off the gate instead of just 2, 3, 400. But for right now, this is a good way to get some easy kills, catch people when they warp to their tax. Call it gate rigging, tactical busting, I'm not sure. Whatever it gets called, it's a cool tactic, and I think that you should use it and get some kills.